Krishna, Jagadguru, whom we call, taught how to do the meditation to Arjuna. Every step he said, how to sit, what to do, what not to do, and so on. After listening everything, Arjuna had a question which we just went through one shloka there. Yoyam yogastvaya prokta samyena madhusudana. Am I right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yoyam yogastvaya prokta samyena madhusudana. Etasyaham napashyami chanchalatva sthitim siram. You coolly said what is to be done in meditation because you are a yogi by yourself. But understand me, he says, Etasyaham napashyami chanchalatva sthitim stiram. I have a flickering mind. I can't be firm in, as you said, with controlling the mind. Therefore, I cannot see the truth of what you say. See, wonderful. Look at the beauty here. Arjuna doesn't doubt Krishna's ability to teach, but he doubts his ability to understand because of the flickering mind, because of the wavering mind. Chanchalam, he says. Chanchalatva sthitim stiram. That is the nature of the mind. I told you in the very second chapter, the entire problem rests with our mind. It doesn't allow us to be in the present. Either it will take to some past incident, or it will take us to some dreaming about the future. Totally we miss the present. Can't sit in the present because of its nature of chanchalate, flickering mind. So that is what Arjuna's question is. Arjuna represents us to Krishna. So our question is also the same question. Krishna taught it as a yogi. But because of our flickering mind, when he says, sit without thought, nakinchidapi chintayat, he says, I can't sit like that. My mind wanders somewhere hither and thither. It goes up, down, and everywhere. It goes to certain future ideas, certain past things that happen to us, and so on and so forth. We can never come to the present, or we can never be thoughtless, as Krishna said. That is the question Arjuna has been asking Krishna. That we had finished, I hope. We have to go to the next one. Next one is one of the best questions Arjuna asked Krishna. You can underline. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Krishna, this mind is always chanchala, agitating, going hither and thither, not very firm at all. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Arjuna adds certain adjective to that. Pramathi balvadrudam. It churns and it is very strong. It won't allow us to sit in meditation thoughtless, as he said, nakinchidapi chintayat. That is so strong, he says, Pramati balavadrudam. Pramati means that which churns. Again, I can give you an example for this. Supposing you have lost a friend of yours or a close relative of yours, and you are in bed trying to go to sleep. Same thought comes to you of your friend whom you have lost. And you want to put that matter out from your brain. You succeeded. For a few minutes, don't know from where, it comes back again. This is the nature of the mind. That is what the mind naturally is. Arjuna draws the attention of Krishna to it. Chanchalam mi mana Krishna. Krishna, mind is always chanchala. Pramati balodrudam. Going round and round with the same thought, and it is very strong. It can destroy us. It is so strong that it can put us down. Tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudustharam. A beautiful question. Controlling that, I think Krishna is something like controlling the wind. What would happen if you try to control the flowing wind? You only hold your hand to control it, it passes. That is to say, impossible to control. What shall I do? What a beautiful question by Arjuna. He represents me and you who cannot sit in meditation or cannot be in the present, as we said in the second chapter. Being in the present is not possible for us. This is the reason, because the mind takes us hither and thither. Tasyaham nigraham manne. Nigraham means winning over it, controlling it. Vayoriva sudushkaram. As if it is difficult to control the blowing wind with our efforts. It blows us also and goes wherever it wants to go. That way, mind also, unable we are to control it whenever we want to control it. What a beautiful question. Sometimes I consider that this is the best question which Arjuna has asked for my sake and your sake to Krishna. What shall we do? It is simple. Chanchalam me mana Krishna pramathi balavadrudam. So flickering it is, strong and going round and round. Pramati tasyaham nigraham manye. Controlling it, I consider vayoriva sudushkaram. As if to control the wind, it is not possible. Same thing I consider Krishna. It may not be possible to control the mind. What do you say to that? Beautiful question. One of the best questions that Arjuna has for me and you with Krishna, the Jagadguru. I think we can recite. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna.
Chanchalam hi mana Krishna.
Pramathi balavadrudam.
Pramati balavadrudam.
Tasyaham nigraham manye.
Tasyaham nigraham manye.
Vayoriva sudushkaram.
Vayoriva sudushkaram.
Chanchalam hi mana Krishna.
Chanchalam hi mana Krishna.
Pramathi balavadrudam.
Pramati balavadrudam.
Tasyaham nigraham manye.
Tasyaham nigraham manye.
Vayoriva sudushkaram.
Vayoriva sudushkaram.
This question Krishna has to answer. Therefore, Bhagavan, we have come to Sri Bhagavan Vacha. The man who is answering is Jagadguru. He could say, I will bless you, you will overcome it. But he doesn't do that. He wonderfully says, it is difficult to control the mind. Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam. Doubtless it is that it is difficult to control the mind. Look, what a beautiful statement by Krishna. He doesn't say, I bless you and you get it over it. You have to do it yourself. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyancha grushyate. Second line is wonderful. Constant practice, abhyasa, and detachment. And detachment. These two qualities, if you can practice, you will be able to overcome it. Not immediately, after a few days, after a few months, after a few years, and so on. That I told you, there is a lot of patience involved in spirituality. One day I sat for half an hour closing my eyes, I didn't see anything, therefore there is no God. You cannot declare like that. So he says, Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigram charam. A beautiful answer by Krishna. One of the best answers. I am God, I will bless you, I will touch you, and you will see the entire thing change. No, he doesn't say. Doubtlessly controlling mind is a difficulty. Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam. To win over the mind is difficult. It is true, he says. But what is difficult is not impossible. There are two things for us to understand. Difficult, when we say the word difficult, we also mean it is not impossible. Therefore, when we say difficult, there must be a way to do it if you are stronger. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyan cha grishyate. Constant practice, abhyasa is repeated practice. Abhyasena tu kaunteya is the word used to Arjuna. Vairagyan cha grishyate. Detachment. Detachment, if you can practice, Krishna has been saying us, be detached. Do every job which you are to do in the situation you are in, and don't have attachment. So, Abhyasa and Vairagya are the two things. By practicing it constantly, you will win. Krishna doesn't make us confused at all. He is so clear. You have to try it. When we try it, maybe God's grace will also move to us. I have been trying for many days, sincerely requesting Krishna to give me concentration. A day will come when he will have mercy on me. Poor boy is trying for a long time to concentrate. Why not I give him ability? Probably he would give. So, wonderful answer by Krishna. Let us recite. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha
Shri Bhagavanuvacha
Asamshayam Mahabaho
Asamshayam Mahabaho
Mano Durnigraham Chalam
Mano Durnigraham Chalam
Abhyasena tu Kaunteya
Abhyasena tu Kaunteya
Vairagyena cha Grishyate
Vairagena cha Grishyate
Asamshayam Mahabaho
Asamshayam Mahabaho
Mano Durnigraham Chalam
Mano Durnigraham Chalam
Abhyasena tu Kaunteya
Abhyasena tu Kaunteya
Vairagyena cha Grishyate.
Vairagena cha Grishyate.
That last word Grishyate means you will win with Abhyasa and Vairagya. You will be able to win with your Vairagya and Abhyasa, constant practice and detachment. You will be able to win. Asamyatatmana yogo dushprapayati mematihi. It is my definite opinion, Krishna says to Arjuna and to us, if you do not try to control your mind and senses, you will not be reaching the goal. Dushprapa, that is, you won't get it. Asamyatatmana yoga dushprapayati matihi. One who doesn't control, one who doesn't try to. That's why he said in the beginning of this chapter, Uddhared atmanam atmanam avsadhet. You have underlined them. You have to try for yourself to win over the sense organs. Nobody will help you. So here again he is repeating, if one man cannot control his mind and senses, I think it is difficult to do it. Vashyatmana tu yatata. But if a man can control his mind and senses, that is, if he can gain the masterhood of these things, I told you, whether you are the manager of your senses and mind, or your senses and mind are your managers. If they are the managers, they will take wherever they want. If I am the manager, I do everything, but under control. Everything is under my control. So a desire comes, I'll just say, shut up. I will satisfy you next month, and so on. You have a control. A desire comes, go and try to do it. That is this defeat. And victory and defeat are within us. Vashyatmana tu yatata. One who has control over his mind and senses, shaktu, he has to do it upayataha, by constant practice. By intelligence way, you have to do them. Upayataha means you must find some upaya, that is the word in Kannada. Some means you must find to get over it. First of all, you must have a strong desire to get over. You must think of what is the best way to get over it and do it yourself. So here is a wonderful answer again. Asamyatatmana yoga dushprapa iti mematihi. One who doesn't control his mind and senses, yoga is not for him at all. Clear. But Vashyatmana tu yatata, but one who can control over his senses and mind, Shaktyo avaptum upayata. He will definitely be able to do it with some interesting plan that would flash to him. Upayata means some good plans, some good way. Some good way you will be able to win over the mind and senses. That too Krishna says, try for that. And he doesn't say, I will promise you, you will get over. No, you are to try. Uddaredatmanatmanam. One has to do it oneself too if he wants to come up. I think we can recite. Asamyatatmana yoga
Asamyatatmana yogaha
dushprapaiti me matihi
dushprapaiti me matihi
vashyatmana tu yatata
vashyatmana tu yatata
shakyo avaptumupayataha
shakyo avaptumupayataha
asamyatatmana yoga
asamyatatmana yogaha
dushprapaiti me matihi
dushprapaiti me matihi
vashyatmana tu yatata
vashyatmana tu yatata
shakyo avaptumupayataha.
shakyo avaptumupayataha.
Yes, Krishna gave an answer, beautiful answer to two shlokas were told by Arjuna, two questions were asked by Arjuna, and in two shlokas, Krishna beautifully answered them. You can observe the beauty of question and the answer also in that. Arjuna gets another doubt. Supposing I have been trying to win over my mind and senses and to be spiritual, to do meditation, to see God in me and in everyone. I have been trying for a long time, but not succeeded yet. Then, wouldn't I be losing both? The worldly enjoyment I have left, but thinking about them is not over. Spiritual beauty I didn't get. So where do I stand then? Neither I got the beauty of spirituality, nor I had the beauty of worldly living. What would happen to that man? What a beautiful question again. So he says, Ayati Shraddhayopeta Yogaschalita Mansaha Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhim Kagatim Krishna Gacchati. Where does he go, Krishna? Who tried all his life to achieve yoga, but was not possible for because of Chanchalam Vimana Krishna, which he said in the earlier shloka. What would happen to that man? Neither he got this one, nor he could enjoy the beauties of the world also. So what would happen to that man? Ayati Shraddhayopetaha Yogacharitamansaha Aprapya Yoga underline that Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhim. That will give you the clear meaning of the entry. Without getting Yoga Siddhi, Kangating Krishna Gacchati. Where does he go, Krishna? What would happen to him? Look at the beauty. What would happen to that man who tried all his life, but did not achieve the goal of getting that concentration to sit without thoughts at all till he lived? What would happen to him? And Ayati Shraddhayopetaha Yogacharita Mansaha. When he had faith in yoga, he thought that it was good, but his flickering mind did not allow him to achieve the goal. Aprapya Yoga Samsiddhim, having not found the Siddhi of yoga, Kangating Krishna Gacchati. Where does that man go, Krishna? Neither had the beauty of the worldly life, nor could realize the greatness of the spiritual world. What would happen to that man? It's again a beautiful question. What would happen to that man who tried sincerely but did not achieve, died, but he missed both? Neither he had reached the spiritual height, nor he could have the worldly enjoyments. What would happen to that man? It's a great question. I think we can recite. Arjuna vacha
अर्जुन उवाच
ayati shraddayopetaha
अयति श्रद्धयोपेतः
योगाचलितमानसः
योगाच्चलितमानसः
अप्राप्य योग संसिद्धिं
अप्राप्य योगसंसिद्धिं
कांगतिं कृष्ण गच्छति
कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति
अयति श्रद्धयोपेतः
अयति श्रद्धयोपेतः
योगाचलितमानसः
योगाच्चलितमानसः
अप्राप्य योग संसिद्धिं
अप्राप्य योगसंसिद्धिं
कांगतिं कृष्ण गच्छति
कां गतिं कृष्ण गच्छति
So he has become an athobrashta and tathobrashta. That is the word generally used. Neither he got this, nor he got that. Athobrashta, tathobrashta. I think all of you can understand people with different languages. Okay, it is Ashok sir. Is it okay with your language? Athobrashta, tathobrashta. Neither here he reached the goal. Yeah, thank you. Kachinno bhayabrashta chinnabhiva nashyati apratishto mahabaho mudo brahmanapati. Again, another interesting question Arjuna asked. Tried, did not reach. Isn't he destroyed like the broken clouds, shattered clouds. Kachinno bhayabrashta chinna pravinashati. Tried, but didn't achieve. Apratishto mahabaho modo brahmanas. On the way, he got distractions. Not achieved this, but died. Left that, did not have. What would happen to him? Look here, deluded in the path of Brahman is one who is fallen from both, being without any support, not destroyed. Is he not destroyed? Like mighty armed one, like a cloudlet torn asunder, like a cloud, wind destroys the clouds into pieces. Isn't he destroyed like that? That is the question he asks. Isn't he destroyed? Neither he gets the beauty of worldly enjoyment, the richness and other things, nor got the beauty of the spiritual height. What would happen to that? Is he not become unfit, neither here, fit, neither here nor there. Become unfit in both the places. Isn't he unfit in both the places? In spirituality, didn't achieve. In worldly life, didn't achieve. Isn't he broken like a broken cloud? That's the question. Kachinno bhayabrashtaha. Chinna brahmam nashyati. Isn't he broken to pieces? Like clouds broken with the wind. Apratishto mahabaho mudo brahmanaprati. One who didn't reach the goal, isn't he broken like the cloud broken with the force of wind into pieces? That is the question which Arjuna is asking Krishna once again. A good question. I think we can recite. Kachinno bhayabrashtaha
कच्चिन्नो भयविभ्रष्टः
Inna brahmiva nashyati
छिन्ना भ्रमिव नश्यति
apratishto mahabaho
अप्रतिष्ठो महाबाहो
vimudho brahmanapati
विमूढो ब्राह्मणपति
kachinno bhayabrashtaha
कच्चिन्नो भयविभ्रष्टः
inna brahmiva nashyati
छिन्ना भ्रमिव नश्यति
apratishto mahabaho
Apratishto Mahabaho
Vimudo Brahmanapati.
Vimudo Brahmanapati.
Again, another question. As it looks there is full strength, one request is there. From tomorrow, we are going to practice meditation for a few minutes every day. So those who are willing to have a glimpse of beauty of meditation, the bliss of meditation, have to attend from the beginning of the class. I open sharp at 6:25, 5 minutes before, so that we can talk other things other than what is there in Bhagavad Gita. We can meet friends and talk. That's why I log in 3-4 minutes earlier. And after prayer, we will be doing meditation every day for 5 to 6 minutes till the end of the course. That is number one. And our beginning prayer and end prayer also change here. They are the, whatever we have been doing now is the beginning prayer and end prayer of Bhagavad Gita. We don't have a dispute. That is the prayer to be done. But we change it for a good reason. By the time you complete Bhagavad Gita course, you must be able to remember at least 18 shlokas from Bhagavad Gita, each shloka from one chapter. I have selected some 18 shlokas, one from each chapter. So as we recite that every day, even after the course of Bhagavad Gita, if nothing remains, you will have heard these 18 shlokas every day for remaining days. Therefore, we are going to change the prayer and we are going to do the meditation for 5-6 minutes. Those who are willing to attend have to log in sharp 6:30. That's the Indian time I am telling. I don't know what time zone you are in. So that is one important announcement I wanted to make you. We go to the next question of Arjuna. Etanme samshayam Krishna. Arjuna, look, it is just like any other Indian language. You can understand. These are my doubts, Krishna. Etanme samshayam Krishna. These are my doubts, Krishna. Etanme samshayam Krishna. Chetumarasya seshataha. You are able to solve it in full. You are the only person who is able to solve my problems. Etanme samshayam Krishna. Chetumarasya seshataha. Twadanya samshayasya chetana vipapadyate. Underline this shloka. It also shows the belief that Arjuna has gained in Krishna after his surrendering to him in the 7th shloka of 2nd chapter, Karpanya Doshopahata Swabhavaha. Totally surrender. He knows only person on earth who can answer this question is you, and I may not get anybody other than you. What a beautiful thing. There is an equivalent in Upanishad also. There is an Upanishad called Kata Upanishad. I refer to that in the beginning. There is Nachiketa who goes to Yama. And Yama was not there. He was outside the fort, hungry for 3 days. Yama comes and sees that boy. A bright boy has been fasting for 3 days in front of his gate. If you go and fast at somebody else's house for some time, keeping yourself hungry, it is said to be a curse. Yama was afraid it would destroy me. His fasting may destroy me. So he treated him well and asked him why he was there, and treating him really well, giving him food and drink. And he said, and they asked, why are you here? He said, my father sent me to you, Yama. And having come here, I have certain question. Yama wanted to give 3 boons. First boon, if you send me back, the boy asked, if you send me back to my father, let him receive me peacefully, because he angrily sent me to you. Let him not that anger when I go back to him. And Yama gave that boon. Yes, okay, it will be done. Second question Yama asked Nachiketa. He asked, I know that you know a mantra so that we can gain liberation. Would you teach me? He said. Small boy of 6 or 7 asking a question which wouldn't be asked even by the oldest people. Mantra, he wants to know what is liberation. Then Yama said, no, this is not suitable for you. You can ask for richness, you can ask for country, you can ask for long life. I can give you anything other than this. Then Nachiketa says, as this is the finest thing that you can give so much for this, I want to know what is that self in me. I cannot get a better man than you who can speak about the Atman because you take the dead man to your place. Same thing happens in Bhagavad Gita here. I may not get a better man than to answer my question. Therefore, you must answer me. Etan me samshayam Krishna. These are my doubts, Krishna. I think you know all the four or five shlokas which he said earlier. Which are the Chanchala Mimana Krishna, those two, 33 and 34, and also 37 and 38. He has asked questions in those 4 shlokas. Etan me samshayam Krishna. These are my doubts, Krishna. Chetum arahasya sheshataha. Only you can solve them in full. Asheshataha. Without residue left, you can solve that. Tadanya samshayasya chetana upapadya. Underline that line. Other than you, I don't think there is anybody who can answer my question. You are the right person who can answer my question. He is asking to Jagadguru to solve his problem. Tadanya samshayasya chetana upapadya. That's a beautiful line. Other than you, persons may not be able to solve the problem. Therefore, you have to solve my doubts. Etan me samshayam Krishna, underline that. These are my doubts. Chetuma rasya sheshataha. You are able to solve them fully. Asheshataha. Without any residue left, you will be able to solve. Tadanya samshayasya chetana upapatite. Other than you, I don't find any man to solve this problem. That is to say, you are the only person who can solve the problem, solve my problem. What would happen to that man who tried to be a yogi but did not become a yogi? He had left the worldly life, or doesn't he get destroyed in both the places? That was the question he asked in the earlier thing, you see. So what Krishna answers, we will go to that after reciting this shloka. Let's recite. Etan me samshayam Krishna.
Etan me samshayam Krishna.
Chetum arhasya sheshataha.
Chetum arhasya sheshataha.
Tadanya samshayasya.
Tadanya samshayasya.
Cheta nahyupapadyate.
Cheta nahyupapadyate.
Etan me samshayam Krishna.
Etan me samshayam Krishna.
Chetum arhasya sheshataha.
Chetum arhasya sheshataha.
Tadanya samshayasya.
Tadanya samshayasya.
Cheta nahyupapadyate.
Cheta nahyupapadyate.
That shows Arjuna's belief in Krishna. If we are deeply involved, that also shows our belief in Krishna to solve the problem. Let's see what he says. Partha naivehana mutra vinashastasya vidyate. Bhagavan answers, Nai kalyana krutkasit durgatin tatarachyate. I had asked you to underline the 40th shloka of 2nd chapter. You can go back to that. Neha vikramanaሾsti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahatovaya. All of you got it? Neha Vikrama 2, chapter 2, Shloka 40. This is also 640. That was chapter 240. Neha abhikramanaşosti pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahatobhayat. There he told, whatever good you do will not go waste. It will one day or the other protect you from great danger. I gave the example of Draupadi getting a sari in abundance to protect herself. So here again Krishna repeats. There is no contradiction in Bhagavad Gita whatsoever. He repeats the same thing. The good that you do will not go a waste. Parthanaiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyate. Nahi kalyanakrit kastit. Whatever good you have done will not go waste. Dear boy, he says, Tata, he says to Arjuna. Parthanaiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyate. Whatever good that you have done, supposing you have sat for meditation for one day, say for you have read Bhagavad Gita for a few days, but stopped it for some reason, but what you did, the good thing that you did, will protect you for a lifetime. It will come to you whenever it is needed to you. So, good work, and also we know the karma is also, the bad work we do also will follow us. Both of them follow. So here he is speaking only about the good thing. You have tried to meditate, you have not reached the end, still whatever you have done will be there on your account. It will be mentioned in your account that he had tried so and so in this life, and it will be carried to the next life as a basic cassette. Parthanaiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyate. Nothing goes unrecognized here. Nahi kalyanakrit kaschid durgatin tata gacchati. Whatever good you have done will not go a waste, dear boy. That's what he says to Arjuna. So he promises us reading Bhagavad Gita or doing our meditation or good deed, Lok Sangraha, Atma Shuddhi, Padmapatri Mimamasa, and so on. The ideals of Bhagavad Gita, if you try to put into practice, even if we do not succeed in it, it will be there to help us in times of need for us, in this life and also in the lives to come. So a beautiful answer again. Parthanaiveha namutra vinashastasya vidyate. The good that you have done will not have destruction. Nahi kalyana kaschit durgatin tata gacchati. One who did something good will not go to the bad ends, will not reach the bad end. That is to say, neha abhikramanashoti, whatever I said holds good here. Whatever good you have done will be there for you for the rest of your life. So you stopped in the middle, but you did it. Whatever you did, it has a result. Therefore, Bhagavan, Krishna's answer is wonderful again. Let's recite. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha.
Parthanaiveha namutra.
Parthanaiveha namutra.
Vinashastasya vidyate.
Vinashastasya vidyate.
Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit.
Nahi kalyanakrit kaschid.
Durgatin tata gacchati.
Durgatim tata gacchati.
Parthanaiveha namutra.
Parthanaiveha namutra.
Vinashastasya vidyate.
Vinashastasya vidyate.
Nahi kalyanakrit kaschit.
Nahi kalyanakrit kaschid.
Durgatin tata gacchati.
Durgatim tata gacchati.
So he gave an answer, it will not go a waste. And he must also give proof for that. How does it happen? If he doesn't say, we will know what would happen to us, we don't know. So he continues, प्राप्य पुण्यकृतान् लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समा शुचिनां श्रीमतंगेः योगभ्रष्टोऽपि जायते. Man died halfway his yoga practice, did not achieve, but he had done something for which, as he said in the 40th shloka, in the 41st he says, he goes with this punya to punya loka, to greater loka, say for Swarga. Prapya punya kratan lokan ushitva shashwati sama. He will enjoy the beauties of punya loka, going to the Swarga, going to that loka where you will be recognized for whatever you have done. And then, or other option is Shuchinam Srimatangehi Yoga Brashto Vijayate. This Yoga Brashta, that is the word Krishna uses now. Tried to practice, did not get the goal. His name is Yoga Brashta. What would happen to this Yoga Brashta? He will be born in Shuchinam Srimatangehi Yoga Brashto Vijayate. We have been doing. We have been told in the very beginning, this is neither our first Janma nor the last. We are in a cycle of birth and deaths. At Mukti, that will be over. It has somehow started. Why it started, did it start, etc. These are different questions which, whatever Krishna doesn't say, I have no right to say about Bhagavad Gita. So we are all here, that's all. So, a man who tried to achieve perfection, did not achieve that perfection, died in the middle, leaves his body in the middle. And Krishna says he will be going to Punya Loka, or he will be born in Shuchinam Srimatangehe Yoga Brashto Vijayate. This Yoga Brashta will be born in a place in the next Janma where he would receive the next level of practice. Sir, is it true? Can we have any example? There are certain rare examples of certain children telling about their past lives that they were somewhere. One or two places they could even find the address. A boy had died and that boy seems to have born here. But the problem of science is different. In some of the cases, science can come to a clear conclusion with one example. And in some cases, even though we have hundreds and thousands of examples, we cannot make a general law. Those who are in science will be knowing this. What is the reason for cancer? Cannot just say tobacco. Nothing to do with tobacco, people suffer from cancer. So you cannot just give a reason. Even after so many years, they could not find out where exactly this came from. But in some cases, one or two examples will be sufficient to draw a conclusion. That is said to be the problem of science. So here also, same thing happens. One or two examples are not sufficient to say that we all have next birth and had a previous birth. But we can see them. As a lifetime teacher, I have seen some of the children who see a goal in the very beginning years of their life. How come? Other example I can give you. Twin born to a same mother and a same father. One is quite intelligent and other one is not at all. An idiot. What mistake did the father do, did the mother do? Didn't she feed the same milk for both the children? How does this happen? There must be some reason for these things. That is why there is going to be a necessity of our past life and the next life. At least we have that one. Say some great musicians. From the very beginning, a boy of 1 or 2 years old can recognize hundreds of ragas. Where did it come from? We have to say he had some practice in his past life that he got it this time. This is very clear to us in the common in our lives. But science he fails to understand this, or we have not yet able to come to the conclusion about it. That is to say, what life, where I was. This question was asked to Jagadatmananji, a great saint who was in Ramakrishna Ashrama saint, who is no more in his body. He was in Ponampete Ashrama. He invited me to give a talk on Bhagavad Gita for an hour, and after that he embraced me and blessed me. Somebody asked him a question. What were you in your past life, Swamiji? He gave a beautiful answer. I don't know, but I can very well say, I am here now in this life, so that was suitable for this life. That much we can say. You have come to Bhagavad Gita that you had punya in your past life, you are here. If not, you would be watching some film or some TV serial by this time. So I think that would be sufficient to answer us. So he says, Prapya punya krutan loka nushitva shashvati sama. He goes to punya loka and spends sometimes Shuchinam Srimatange, or otherwise Shuchinam Srimatange yoga prashto vijayate. And in a Shuchinam Srimatange, Srimata means rich. Rich not only in money, rich in culture also is rich. Pure, rich, cultural family he will be born to. And there is an interesting thing with us. Your cultural height is the basic asset of your children. Whatever level you are, the children will be watching their parents and gain that level at the very basic level. And they will be growing further in their future education and so on. So he will be born in that family, Shuchinam Srimatangehe, pure, rich house. Gehe means griha, house. Yoga Brashto Vijayate. Yoga Brashta will be born in a pure scholars, spiritual scholars house, because we are talking about the spiritual upliftment, let's say spiritual scholars. And it is halfway in science, same thing happens. Some children will see their goal about the future very young. How does it happen? Somewhere it is there in them internally. Yeah, they have tried to solve a certain problem, but before that they left the body and they have come to a house where they will get the next future steps, and from here they will go to the next step. That happens in both worldly level and spiritual level. So we are talking about spiritual level only. Therefore, he says he goes to Punyaloka, will be born in a house which is a house of a great scholar and also a house of a pure man. That will happen to him. That is the answer of Krishna to Arjuna's question. Etanme samshayam Krishna chetumarasya sheshata. I think we can recite. Prapya punya kritan lokan.
Prapya punya krutan lokan.
Ushitva shashvati samaha. Ushitva shashvati samaha.
Ushitva shashvati samaha.
Vichinam Srimatangehe.
Uchinam Srimatangehe.
Yoga Brashto Vijayate.
Yoga Brashto Vijayate.
Prapya Punya Kritan Lokan.
Prapya punya krutan lokan.
Ushitva Shashvati Samaha.
Ushitva shashvati samaha.
Shuchinam Srimatangehe.
Suchinam Srimatangehe.
Yoga Brashto Vijayate.
Yoga Brashto Vijayate.
Or else what would happen to him? Athava Yoginameva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam. Or he will be born in a house of a yogi. Look. Athava Yoginameva Kule Bhavati Dhimatam. He will be born in a house of a yogi, a great yogi. Etaddi durlabhataram loke janma edidrisham. He gets a beautiful life which is not possible for any others. That's wonderful. We did not ask which house we were to be born. Were you asked? Did you get, before you died, did you give three places to which you could be transferred? Not at all. We will be born in a place where we don't ask at all. So this boy will be born in Dhimasan, Shuchinam Srimatangehe, Athava Yoginameva Kule Bhavati. He will be born in the yogi's house. Etaddi Durlabhatarum Loke means it is not possible for an ordinary human being. Rarest of the rare house he will be born in. Loke Janma Iti Drisham. In this life, he will be born in such a place where he can continue whatever he had achieved in his past life. Very early young age, he will get that education, and he will, one after another, he will realize what had he done in the past and continue the work further. That will happen. That is what Krishna's assurance to us. I think we can recite. Athava yogina meva
अथवा योगिनामेव
kule bhavati dhimatam
कुले भवति धीमताम्
etaddi durlabhataram
एतद्धि दुर्लभतरं
loke janmayadi drisham
लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्
athava yogina meva
अथवा योगिनामेव
kule bhavati dhimatam
कुले भवति धीमताम्
etaddi durlabhataram
एतद्धि दुर्लभतरं
loke janmayadi drisham.
लोके जन्म यदीदृशम्.
We will stop at that with the prayer, Guru.